Peace, this is King Noble Black Supremacy. And I want to do this particular video on can black people be racist? And I want to say that black people can be racist and are racist. Black people can be racist and are racist. And I want to touch on this. Give me a sec. The question is how I want to deal with them being racist. Black people are racist specifically against their own people because they have taken on the customs and the thinking and the mind of their oppressor and their enemy. So we are racist towards one another. Strikingly. We're racist towards each other every day. The biggest issue that we have to suffer in rebuilding ourselves and our own personal reparations process, repairing ourselves. The biggest issue that we're up against is black racism. Because black racism against black people maintains the infrastructure of white supremacy, because in some subtle or in some huge way, our behaviors, our activities, the way we deal with each other says the white man can, but you can't. The way we deal with each other says the white man can do this and do what he wants, but you can't. That's racism against ourselves. And we always go after the white man for racism. And I think we should go after him when it's issues like Trayvon Martin and police brutality, as we're seeing with the NYPD. We should deal with racism and address it. But the most nonviolent racism that a black man and a black woman experiences every single day is more with their own people than it is with the white man. Because many of us never really even come into contact or see white people. If you in Chocolate City or if you were in the south side of Chicago, you know, or if you in certain parts of Georgia or Atlanta, you won't even possibly even see a goddamn cracker. But the institution of white supremacy is maintained by black people. Or let's even go worse. If you're in some parts of Africa where you know it's total black, but you see neo-colonialism, or if you're in the Caribbean islands in Jamaica, and you don't see a lot of white people in certain parts where you're at. It's not enough of them. But you experience racism against your own people. And racism is not always violent, and discrimination, it's not always violent. But even in its non-violent face, it's significant. And it's being acted out by black people against themselves. Because we keep saying that the white man can't, but the white man can, but the black man can't. Small examples. We have the pharmaceutical industries distributing drugs that are killing our grandparents. For some, our parents. For some, ourselves, even our very own children. The pharmaceutical industry wiping them out. Killing more people than are dying of drug overdoses and addictions. And we're quiet on that issue as a people. And we're popping more pharmaceutical pills probably than any other nationality. Our grandma's medicine cabinet is full with all of these drugs that are narcotic and codeine, and we talk about the Percocets and the uppers and downer pills and all these different pills that are being distributed by the medical industry that are approved. And we have nothing to say. We're not shutting down pharmacists. But then you got the drug dealer who's selling this or that drug that he didn't even really bring in originally. It was a tactic on him. But we're shutting down the dope house. Okay? Follow me with this. We're shutting down the dope houses. But we're not shutting down the pharmaceutical industry of death. Even the psychotropic medications that they're killing are turning people into zombies. Got them wanting to kill themselves just because they got some type of psychotropic medication. Psychiatric medication. ready to kill themselves and anybody around them. No one's shutting down the pharmacist. But we shut down the dope dealer. We'll go ourselves, and if we get so self-righteous and so pseudo-conscious that we'll go and shut down the dope house and kill the drug dealer if necessary and give our lives for that. But we walk right on by the pharmaceutical store, the drug store. That's obvious and blatant. Drugstore. All these natural herbs, everything growing in nature. Nature set up to heal you. And we got drugstores. You won't shut down a pharmacy store. That's racism. That's racism. So many aspects of racism in our community. If we get together to police and govern our own community, we're gangbangers, we're terrorists. We put on the white man's police badge under the auspices of the white man. You can. It's okay. If you're under the white man's leadership, you can do it. If you decide to do it on your own, you can't. There's hatred for you. There's discrimination for you. We are racist with each other in so many ways, and that racism that we have with one another maintains the institution of white supremacy. We don't want to see black power. We got all this white power going around all day, every day. And I'm not talking about the KKK and the Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan. It's white power happening all day on your job, everywhere you go. It's white power. But then when a black man get up and say white power, black power, then you say, oh hell, you're a racist? You shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be this. Go and say all the white power that you experience every fucking single day. Go challenge that white power. On your job, everywhere, in the school system, challenge that white power. And say, are you a racist? You won't do that. You won't challenge white power. But you'll challenge black power. You don't even believe that there's so much white power going off, but to be proud about any little black power that you see, because it should help at least offset all the fucking white power that you know you're dealing with. The only reason the only way you're gonna address white racism and white discrimination in this society is by exalting and elevating black power in this society. That's the only way you're gonna address. Let's just be honest. But you're too racist against black people. You're too racist. The white man can, but the black man can't. And then you use some excuse. We should be better than him. We should be so much better than the white man that we should allow ourselves to continue to be in an inferior position? Black racism is up and thriving within the black community. We're always snitching on ourselves within our own community. And why are we doing that? Because the black man can't and the white man can. You want to homeschool your own kids and, take your children out of the matrix in the system, it's going to be some Negro that's going to say, you can, I'm calling somebody, but just got through watching Oprah or some shit with white people doing it. And smiling, oh, that's so sweet. But nigga, you can't. Nigga, you should know better. Nigga, you know you gotta be under the white man. Nigga, you know the man. Nigga, now you know, nigga, the white man. Now, nigga, you know, come on now, the white man. Come on now, you can't, come on. That's racism. That's black racism. We must stop being racist against ourselves and identify that. Whenever you are uncomfortable with black power, black freedom, black liberation, and black authority, black rulership, you have become a black racist against black people. A nigga hate nigga. And your own consciousness and your own concept of reality helps to maintain the institution of white supremacy. So no white man even needs to have to be around. Because the black racist is going to keep niggas in check and within the limits to maintain the status quo reality of white supremacy. Black racism is a extremely useful tool of white supremacy. Because it know the Negroes are going to maintain it. Look at the movie Django. When Django went to the white man's house and how the Uncle Ruckus Negro act, which was, I think, Samuel L. Jackson. He was a black racist, keeping the nigger in check. Keeping niggas in their place. I could go in so deep on this subject, really. But I think you all got my point, and why I'm being so showing you the serious expressions of it. It's so subtle every day. Black racism. White people can do that, but you can't. We can't do that. Come on. You know we under the man now. We under the white man society. You can't do that. That's black racism. But the white man can do it. If I go get me a badge and I go start locking up Negroes that I think are doing something incorrect or behaving incorrectly, some Negro gonna say, you can't do that. Come on now. The white man keeps order and blah, blah, blah. That's black racism. And even something small. If I go peddle without a peddler's license, they gonna say, no, you gotta go under the white man and get you a peddler's license like everybody else. You a fucking black racist. You have to entertain and make a place in your own mind where a black man could be as powerful or even more powerful than the most powerful white man that you could think of. Until you can do that, you're not black conscious. Shit, just say just conscious. Don't just drop the word black. You must entertain in your mind in a functional and applicable manner that a black man can have as much or more power than the most powerful white man or white institution that you can think of. When you can do that, then you are no longer a fucking black racist. And I'll say in this video that 90 or more % of black people are black racists against black people all day, every day. We keep ourselves in our limited fucking place. And it ain't just even crabs in the bucket, because they ain't even trying to get, no one's trying to get out the bucket. So even the crabs in the bucket analogy, it doesn't even apply, because no one wants to get out the bucket. Everybody wants to keep every other nigga in the bucket of white supremacy. They don't want to get out. They want to keep their own self in the bucket. They even black racists against their own goddamn selves. They let them know every day when they look in the mirror and wake up in the morning what their own personal limits are based on what the white man can do and what they can't do. They reaffirm their own personal limits over and over again to themselves. So they are racist against the man in the mirror. So ain't no crabs in the bucket pulling. We all in the bucket. We have become stagnant water in the bucket. We have become black swamp water in the bucket. No crabs in there. At least one crab trying to get out. Like, hell no, none of us are getting out. We're going to maintain, only the white man can do that. Every day, and we think that's the way things are. That's just the way the system goes. That's the way it is. No, that's your consciousness. That's the way you fucking think. That's the limitations of your own mind. Wake the fuck up. That's not how things are. Things are how you think them to be and how you maintain them based upon your consistent way of thinking that way. Now, you can apply that to some capitalism and some motivational ideology when it comes to getting money and building in this society. But when it's outside of capitalism and building his world, there's not one motivational idea concept in you. You can say, you can do whatever, you can put your mind to it, and you can be whatever you want to do, as long as that's within white supremacy. As long as that's within white supremacy. Bullshit. It's King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleBlackRulership.com. We must end black racism.